talk about some shoujo. Child, you better get your tissue, your bestie, and your therapist on speed dial. Welcome to episode 4 of Shojo Chronicles. What's up? My name is Killa B, but you can call me B for short. Now make sure you follow all of my platforms, guys. I got Blue Sky, Twitter, Patreon for all my unfiltered videos. Your girl's trying to get into Red Note. RIP to TikTok, y'all. Please give me your suggestions in the comments so I know what shoujo to look at next. Today, we are going to be looking at Say I Love You. Now, honestly, guys, I really love this shoujo. It was one of the shoujos that didn't make me mad. It didn't make me pissed off. It just made me quite emotional, not gonna lie. Have your box of tissues when you have this, when you're watching this anime, because it's a lot. If you had a terrible high school experience, this is for you. Today, I am cosplaying Yamato and Mei today. There's a lot of characters I liked in this series, so it was really hard to pick. But I have my outfit right now from their volume 4 manga, and it had like a little pink sweater and a red flannel. I'll put it right here for y'all to see for reference. Now, this video does have trigger warnings. So we have trigger warnings for bullying, eating disorders, and sexual harassment. I will make sure I'll put time markers in the description and also in the video so my viewers can be wary. Now, let's get into the first episode, y'all. So we get introduced to our main character, Mei. Mei is being accused of killing the class rabbit. And all the girls in class are pinning on her because they're like, oh, Mei fed the rabbit the wrong food, and it's all Mei's fault that Mei killed the rabbit. So from then on out, Mei was shunned away from her peers. And even when she got older, she was just shunned away from like not having a boyfriend. Everybody is not 16 and having a boyfriend, guys. You can calm down. So, Mei learns to like stray away from people because she learns that like, okay, people do nothing but harass and ridicule you, and when it become your friends, it's nothing but a big old joke. So Mei doesn't really talk to anybody. She's a loner. She doesn't really care for nobody whatsoever. We then get introduced to Yamato. He is the pretty timid boy that all the girls want. However, he's not really making his girls his priority like that. Not until the one day he sees Mei in the hallway and all of that changes. Yamato is going to an assembly with his friends, Sami and Takashi. Takashi is being a perv that day, and he's like going under all the girls' skirts. She's like, oh, I wonder what's under this skirt. Weird, creepy, don't approve of it. But then Takashi around and find out because he's just like, oh, this girl got a long skirt. And the girl is Mei. He's just like, oh, trying to peep under there. And he was peeping. And of course, you as a girl, you're going to react. And Mei accidentally reacted to the wrong person because when Takashi was like looking at a girl's skirts, and when he looked at Mei's skirt specifically, Yamato like, hey bro, chill out with. And Mei, of course, when somebody's like up your skirt, you gonna kick them. So she kicked them down. She kicked Yamato down instead of Takashi because she didn't really see who touched her. After Yamato receives a roundhouse, he's just like, you know what? I'm in love. I'm marrying this woman now. She's my everything. And that's, kids. And that, kids, is How I Met Your Mother. All the girls around Yamato is like being mean and instigating. They're just like, why would you even do that? Yamato did nothing. Yamato, are you hurt? Fellow women, I was just being sexually harassed. Can somebody yell at the other guy and not Yamato? I kicked him on instinct. How am I supposed to know who's behind me? So these girls are terrible. Like I said in the beginning of my first video, in shoujo, girls are mean. They're really mean. So they put tats in Mei's shoes and tell her like, oh, apologize. You should die. Yamato did nothing to you. And, you know, if it really was that simple, I feel like a conversation could have been had, not threatening somebody's feet, but it's okay. Y'all, you know, the devil works hard, but shoujo groupies work harder. Anyways, Yamato goes to apologize to Mei and clears up the whole situation. He's just like, hey, that wasn't me. That was my homeboy. That was rude of him. And I want to apologize. Also, I wanted to see if you wanted to hang out. And Mei just like, you fucking with me, ain't it? And Yamato's like, nah, I think you were cool. Oh, my CD. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. That was my Megan Thee Stallion CD. It fell. But yeah, Yamato was just like, yeah, you're cool and everything. And you seem like pretty chill. Like, do you want to hang out? And Mei declines because she's like, okay, he's trying to bully me. But Yamato is really persistent. So he gives her number on a piece of paper anyways. He's like, if you change your mind, you can always hit me up. Because I think you're like a cool and chill girl. Yamato like is still talking to Mei like after the next day. And Mei just like, why is this boy still talking to me? Like, nobody talks to me and I don't make friends, so I don't know what you talk about. I only focus on my mom, school, and work. We then cut to Mei's job at the bakery, and there's this older guy that's being like really creepy and crap, and he just like looking at her with eyes. And when Mei leaves for work, that creepy businessman is following her. She's like, okay, this dude is following me. I'm really unsafe. So Mei hits up her mom, and her mom is unavailable at the moment because like she's asleep and like she just didn't hear the ringer. So she's like, I gotta do something. So Mei hides out at this convenience store and she's like, okay, I remember that Yamato gave me his number. So she hits up Yamato, and Yamato is at a karaoke thing, but he don't care about that. He gonna go running for Mei. So he goes to run to Mei to check if she's okay. He gets a little ice cream bar and like, hey, are you good? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. There's this dude out there and he's being really weird, real creepy. So he pulled to the corner store and he act like he's Mei's boyfriend. He's like hugging up on her and everything. So the guy would like back up and stop following her. Yamato, after this, he then says, I love you to Mei and kisses her. And that was Mei's first kiss. So all this is overwhelming. And now Mei is looking at Yamato like, so like, what are we? Honestly, same. Teenage me and adult me reaction. Don't tell me I love you and then kiss me so passionately. You're trying to start something. Now we go together real bad. You can't stop that. So after the kiss, Yamato brings her to the karaoke bar so she could be like in a chiller and safer environment. And Mei still think about that kiss, girl. He over here is singing. She thinking about them lips. I'm like, girl, sing. Don't do that to me. Don't kiss me so well and then just go to karaoke afterwards, sir. Anyways, Yamato tried to make like Mei feel included. So he's like, hey, do you want to do a duet? And Mei gets like really frazzled and knocks the microphone out of his hand and goes away. Yamato goes after Mei and thanks him for saving him back there. And Yamato apologizes to Mei about being her first kiss. And then he splits the popsicle in the store that he got earlier in the episode as like an apology gift. He then asks to walk Mei home and she gives him a chance. It's the next day at school and Asami is being super friendly to Mei. Asami is the close female friend of Yamato. So she even gives Mei like this little matching keychain for them to wear. And then we cut to them to Mei and Asami in the restroom. We see why Asami is being so damn friendly to Mei in the first place. Because she was asking her all type of personal questions like, hey, you know, girl to girl, have you and Yamato either kissed or what's up? And Mei blushing, and she's like, no, I haven't done the sex, but we have kissed. And let me tell y'all, I've had the same conversation as a teenager and as an adult. Like, ma'am, who is you? Who am I concerning you with who I'm kissing? You don't need to know about my kissing history. You're not my doctor. Anyways, Mei said like they only kissed, and then Asami's like, oh, that's cool because I kissed him too anyways, just for you to know. Now, why would you tell me that information, girl? I would only find this information relevant if that was your man, but he wasn't your man. Y'all just kissed, and you want to tell me that as well because I kissed him too? Now you're trying to start something. So Mei and Asami are now in a cafe, and Asami opens up about how people always made fun of her boobs. And I feel like if any of my viewers can relate to going through puberty and being a very early bloomer and being objectified a lot, but that's what like Asami experienced in the anime. She was talking about how Yamato was always there for her, and he was like one of the first guys who did not sexualize her and didn't view her as an object, and that's why she liked Yamato so much. Asami then asks Mei, like, hey, do you like Yamato? And Mei admits, like, yeah, I do. I do like Yamato. But Asami could, like, already tell. And Asami then starts talking about how Yamato kissed every girl in school. So now Mei think Yamato is, like, a playboy. That the kiss that her and Yamato shared meant nothing. Mei heads home and Yamato calls her. And she's now avoiding Yamato calls because she's like, oh, I'm not going to let no player try to get like a one-up on me. Okay, I'm not one of these little girls. I'm not picking up his phone call. Girl, you ain't gonna pick up that phone. She picked up that phone. Anyways, child, hello. And she's like, Yamato, do you like do things with girls or whatever? Like, she was trying to like ask him, like, hey, are you a player? Like, are you in these streets or what? But like Mei didn't know how to say it. And Yamato responds with, I do what I want when I want. Which honestly, I would have a full meltdown at that response alone. Mei is now in her head, she's like, okay, I'm definitely just another girl to this man, honestly. Cause like, why would you say that? I do what I want when I want. Like, play my Frank Ocean right now. I can't handle this no more. Like, I would have been so hurt. So it's the next day at school and all the girls in class are talking about Asami. Like, they're being really rude to her. Mei overhears in the restroom and I remember that. Crap. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So Mei overhears the girls talking shit in the restroom. And this is what she tells them little girls. It looks like two bitches need an attitude adjustment. Mei, you're bold. I love it. But you got your ass beat right after that. Mei got jumped soonly after. So Yamato bumps into Mei and sees that she's hurt. And Mei's like, oh no, I bumped into something. Yamato's just like, I'm so check up on you, and gives her the band-aid that she gave him when she kicked him on the stairs. We then cut to Mei in gym class and she accidentally gets hit with a ball, and Asami goes to the nurse's office with her. As she's chilling in the nurse's office, you know, getting better after being hit in the head with like a ball, the two girls that jumped her came over there. They're just like, I know this girl, with her big ass titties over here, she's like a slut, and they over here making fun of Mei. They're like, I don't get it. But I guess I never had those type of girls in school when it came to like girls making fun of like just your boobs being big. We were just kind of complain all around to each other like boobs hurt and they suck. Like, but I know it's different for like other girls. So yeah, they're picking on like Mei and Asami and everything. And then Yamato's homeboy Nakanishi, he pulls up. And Nakanishi comes and defends Asami, but he ends up getting a nosebleed by talking about her boobs. So it makes him look pervy more than anything. So after that happened, when your male best friend tries to defend you, he ends up getting a nosebleed. You're going to be very embarrassed. And Asami left out the room. And Mei gets on his ass. She's like, defending Asami is not objectifying her. And in the midst of you trying to defend her, you was objectifying her. And you need to treat her with respect. You need to go and apologize to her. So he ends up apologizing for being rude and gross. And then he then professes his feelings to her and says, I love you. So they're now a couple. And they're a cute one at that, not gonna lie. Normally, I don't like characters like him. But you're gonna find out, like in the series, he don't play about his girl. It's my girl all the time. Oh, where we going? Oh, I gotta see my girl. Cool with that. Are you trying to chill world? You know, my girl gonna pull up. Oh, where you at, bro? I'm chilling with my girl. That's that man all the time. He do not play about his woman. I'll give him that. Little weird, little perv. But he don't play about his girl. I enjoy them. They're like my second favorite couple in the series, honestly. So we then cut to Yamato at this karaoke bar with this girl named Arai. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it. Like, it was Arai. Early in the episode, they talk about like how Yamato was in love with Arai and everything, and that tonight at the karaoke bar that Yamato is gonna finally ask out Arai. And I'm gonna get to my thoughts in a minute. Hold up, y'all. I gotta focus. So Arai and Yamato, they're at the karaoke bar, and Arai is like, hey, are you really a playboy? You really be around the school like that? I just want to know. And she's like, I'm trying to know if you're trying to like get with me. And not gonna lie, Yamato was looking at this girl like, what are you yapping about? You're getting on my nerve. He looks so freaking annoyed. So Yamato's like, I don't want this girl that bad, and he leaves the karaoke bar. And May is just like, where's my man at? And she went snooping to find Yamato because she knew he would be at the karaoke bar. So May's snooping around the corner, and Yamato spots her, and they start arguing about Arai. And May is on this man's ass like, do you even like me like that? You over here out with other girls in karaoke kissing me saying that you love me. And you with Arai? Am I just another girl? How was your little date? Like, how do you feel about me for real? And Yamato then kisses her and says the smoothest shit ever. Oh my God, I'm gonna read it to y'all. Now, someone as cute as you can only get a kiss like that. That was a kiss for someone I want to go further with. That kiss had profound feelings for the person standing in front of me. Yamato then asks May if she likes him, and she then confesses his feelings, and she confesses her feelings. Now they know they have the same feelings for each other. And oh my God, guys, that profession, it was so clean. Let me tell you, if somebody said that to me when I was a teenager, oh, I would act a fool. And I also want to talk about something else, like real quick before we get to the next episode. I don't know if it's just a Japanese thing or maybe other people in America feel this, but I don't ride this hard for my middle school crush like that. Because I'm being honest with y'all, like, most of my middle school crushes, they were not good in hindsight. And when they got older, it's like, okay, they were like in that like rowdy teenage boy area. But even like the nice ones, I wasn't like holding on that hard. It was more like, you know, if it happens and we end up dating or something else happens, then that's cool. But then it's not that deep. It's not like, oh, I knew him since I was 12 years old. This is the love of my life. And, you know, this is the only person that's for me. Like, no, I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced that in their youth. And y'all could put in the comments if like y'all were like that as a teenager. Like y'all held on to that one middle school crush and you were not playing about that. But to the next episode. So it's the next day of school, and Yamato and May are tending to the school cat. It was about to rain. They were trying to make sure the cat was okay, so they make sure the cat had shelter. May ends up messing up her hair because it's raining outside. And she's like, okay, it's time for a haircut. And Yamato's like, oh, can I go with you for your haircut? And Yamato just like, let's make a little date. Yamato and May go on a date, but May feels like really insecure. All the girls are looking at Yamato just like, why is he with a girl like her? Yamato doesn't really care about them other girls. Like, I'm telling you, like in the whole series, Yamato's like May, and that's it. May asks like, oh, am I embarrassing to walk with? And Yamato's like, well, that's very shallow. We're on a date. I wouldn't be walking around with somebody on a date if I was embarrassed with them. I wouldn't even talk to them, to be honest. He's like, I'm not focused on other people in the moment. I'm focused at you. Yamato heard her concerns. He's like, okay, let's act more like a couple then, so I can make sure I can affirm you. You are my girlfriend, so I got to make sure you feel good on this date, you know? Water break. I had to make sure I drink my water, y'all. I talk for 3 hours. I talk for 3 hours for y'all, so I need my water. Yamato and May, they're chilling. It's all good. They're having a good time until they bump into this other couple that Yamato knows. The other couple asks like, hey, do you want to go bowling with us? We can make it like a little double date. Aiko, the other girlfriend, was mad that Yamato was with someone like May. While she's hating on her, and May is like killing it in bowling, by the way. I low-key just want to just show the secret to y'all. She's amazing at bowling, not gonna lie. Aiko then like pulls May to the side and just like, hey, how much do you like Yamato? And she's like, oh, I don't know, just yet. You know, we're just getting talking. I don't know for sure. And Aiko is getting like really pissed on like why Yamato would be with her. Like, why would Yamato be with somebody like if they don't know if like they like someone for real, for real. So Aiko, she was starting some mess. She's like, oh, why would Yamato want to get with you when he already f***ed me? And May's like, what? Yeah, girl, oh, yeah. So why would he want to get with you? And May's just like, oh, why would he want to get with me? So May, of course, leaves the bowling alley because she just like feels kind of ashamed in a sense. So Yamato is like really confused, like where did his girlfriend just go? And Aiko's over here like, forget about her, okay? Let's keep on doing the bowling game. And Yamato just like, no, like, unhand me. I'm trying to get to my girlfriend. I don't want your ass. Calm down. So Yamato, he goes after May to see what's going on. So yeah, Yamato goes after May, and Aiko is just like all pissy now about the situation. We do get a reason why Aiko is acting in this way. This is what makes her character so relatable for me, honestly. We learned that Aiko was never seen as the prettiest girl. She was a bigger girl, and she felt like she needed to constantly wear her makeup. She would make herself try to look like her boyfriend's dream girl. She would do anything to feel like she was pretty, to feel like she was seen. She even lost 40 pounds in the span of 2 months, which is not the healthiest thing ever, just so she could be her boyfriend's dream weight. None of that mattered anyways, because her boyfriend cheated on her. There's only one person who treated her like a person. When she was bigger, the one person who never commented on her weight. He would always call her pretty without makeup. She was saying, I didn't have to destroy myself for him. He just liked me. Aiko felt like the only way she can feel beautiful, if she could be seen as attractive to other guys, if Yamato had sex with her. Aiko didn't really feel pretty after that. Like, they had sex, but it didn't help the situation. I totally understand Aiko when it comes to this, because I was the girl that wasn't seen as attractive when I was younger. I was the girl who was never the one. I was always the girl out of convenience. You get to this mindset in your head as a teenager. If a guy doesn't even want to do the basic animalistic instinct to fuck me, am I even that attractive? And that really with your head as a teenager. And it makes you do like very destructive things, like how Aiko was doing. I've had a Yamato in high school. He was everything, and I felt like I would have been more. And I feel like if I had him in my life, he would have completed me. Someone who was here for me, a guy that would listen to me and respect me, the guy that's so attractive and nurturing. Why don't I have that guy? Why does she deserve him? Look at me. I worked 10 times harder than she did. Why does she deserve a dream guy? Don't I deserve something? Your admiration turns into this toxic obsession that ends up hurting everyone around you and yourself. Yamato find May with the school cap. Yamato then takes May to his old school, and he opens up how he was always the guy to like try to avoid conflict, how he didn't really help his best friend when he was getting bullied intensely. Yamato always stayed on the sidelines, but he never really trusted people. He know how people can act cruel and fake. And May admires how much Yamato is opening up to him, and like how he was in middle school, and how like even now he can admit that like, okay, I'm not the best person whatsoever. I avoid conflict. I try to get out the way. I know people are fake, and I just don't want to be around that, you know? And this helped Yamato and May patch things up, because it gave like a looker's view on like Yamato's perspective to show like, hey, I'm not perfect whatsoever. And I'm not saying I encourage what they do, but I also didn't say anything. And I wanted to tell you that to show like, hey, I'm not the best guy, but I'm trying to be a better person for you. Yamato and Mei, they make up and they kiss. It's cute. It's really, really cute. It's the next day and Yamato and Mei now have matching bracelets. It's really cute. He made it himself and I really love it. Mei loves it so much that she hits the teacher for almost confiscating her bracelet. She don't play by her man whatsoever. So it's a good day. Mei and Yamato are just chilling with each other. And then this dude asks if Yamato and Mei can like meet up in person. And Yamato's confused because he asks Mei like ahead of time, like, hey, are you chill with like meeting this person? And she says yes. Yamato always asks his girlfriend first. He's like, are you okay with it? And if she's not okay with it, he's not gonna do it. If she's cool with it, he'll go do it. That's how Yamato works. So Mei agrees because Mei does want to be more social. So she's like, okay, let's meet your friend. But this dude is acting like hella strange. So the weird dude name is Hayakawa. They meet up and he's putting his 2 cents in every other sentence when it comes to talking to Mei. It's a lot of, personally, if that was me, personally, if I was your man, I wouldn't do that. Like, sir, who asked you? You're not my man and I'm not you. So who asked for your opinion? So Hayakawa asked Mei if they wanted to exchange numbers. And Mei, she's like chill with like, yeah, we can. You know, she's trying to be like more social. And Mei asks if Yamato is cool about it. And Yamato like, hey, whatever makes you comfortable. If you want to exchange your numbers, you may. They exchange numbers, but Yamato has to like take a phone call real quick. And now Hayakawa is all up in Mei's face. Let me tell y'all. He's talking about, you don't need a man, okay? Yamato needs to share. You want to be stuck by like this? You know, you got options out here, baby girl. And Mei is just like, I know you ain't talking about my man. I know you ain't talking about crazy. I know you ain't talking crazy about my man behind his back. You're talking crazy in front of me. So Mei, she's like, I'm gonna delete your number off my phone. I'm gonna pay for my bill. Get out of here. I don't feel like dealing with you no more. So Yamato comes back to the building and Mei is not there. And Yamato just like, what happened? And Hayakawa just like, I don't know, maybe Shadi tripping. So Yamato and Hayakawa, they go outside and Yamato asks again, what happened in there? And Hayakawa, he says to his face, oh yeah, I was trying to get with her. And she was like doing the most, not gonna lie. And Yamato like, what? He's like, you a pretty popular guy. You got all the girls in the world. Why can't I get this one? And shout out to Yamato because he decked this man in his mouth. Cause like, who are you talking to? How dare you come and ask me to meet my girl just to try to like mac on her? Oh, no. Honey, you're getting decked in the face. That's what's gonna happen. And what like pisses me about this whole interaction is that like Hayakawa wasn't even clocking for Mei. He just wanted to make Yamato jealous. It was all about like Yamato being the prettier guy, the more popular guy, and just making a point of stealing his girl just to say he could. So I don't like him. We team Hayakawa haters up in this channel. I don't want to curse too much, so F him. So Mei is now avoiding Yamato because she feels like really uncomfortable about the whole situation. She's like, wow, like who did this man keep in a circle like that? We then cut to Aiko and Hayakawa because apparently they were conspiring with each other. They're both surprised that Yamato decked them in the mouth. Honestly, I don't know why you're surprised. You disrespected my girl. You were all in her face. And then you told me about what you did verbatim. Because I asked you the first time you lied. The second time you tell me the truth. And now you got punched in the nose. That's on you. Because like my husband would have done the same thing. You talk to my girl crazy, I'm going to punch you in the face. That's what's going to happen. Anyways, Hayakawa is trying to act like the punch didn't really bother him like that. He starts yapping about how he's better than Yamato. And Aiko's just like, who said that? Nobody said you was better than Yamato. Yamato is better looking than you, better as a person, and he's just that guy. And Yamato, is a good person. He's not the person who was trying to home wreck a relationship. That was you. And then you wanted to act like you didn't do anything that bad. Like, sir, make it make sense. So Hayakawa is pissed because he lost this measuring contest to himself. So Hayakawa fired back on Aiko. He said, you will always be that ugly fat girl that no one wants. That she's a cow with ugly stretch marks. And if Yamato looked at her, he would vomit. Mei overhears this conversation and she stands up for Aiko. Hayakawa throws Mei into the ground and calls both of them ugly bitches. And then he leaves. But like, not gonna lie, shout out to Mei. Cause like, Mei didn't need to do that. But like, she's like, okay, she don't deserve all that now. Mei understands what Aiko went through to lose all that weight and how she felt like to herself and her self-esteem. Aiko rejects like Mei's little speech and says like, I damn near kill myself to look like this. You don't know what it's like to be me. And Aiko tells her like to fuck off essentially. And honestly, I honestly understand Aiko for real. Cause I wasn't a big girl in high school. I was relatively small. Like a teenage girl, because I had an almond mom, and I was stressed and depressed back home, so everything wasn't going well, and I wasn't seen as the prettiest. And I would try like extreme things to make myself look prettier. I would like in my instance, because I'm in America, and also because I'm black, I would want more hips, more butt, more thighs. I wanted to look more fuller, but you know, I was like a 15-year-old. Like I got fuller with age, but at that time period, I was just like really trying everything just to gain the weight, just so I can like look better, so people could find me even more attractive. So I understand what Aiko went through in this sense, but it's on the opposite spectrum what I dealt. So Mei and Yamato, they finally get to talking, and Yamato apologizes for what happened, and Mei also asks if Yamato actually slept with Aiko. He admits that he did, and he regretted it afterwards, and nobody really, gained anything from it. He just did it because Aiko asked him. Mei and Yamato end up making up, and everything is cool, and Yamato is glad that they're cool again, and he says he is stupidly in love with Mei. And then Mei kisses his hurt hand that he punched Hayakawa with. I swear, they're so cute! So it's the next day, and Yamato and Mei find a stray cat. Mei can't bring it home with her, so she asks Yamato like, hey, can you take care of it? And Yamato is like so hyped to take care of this cat for his girlfriend. Like, he's just like, babe, the cat eating. Babe, the cat ain't eating like that. He's like, baby, did you make sure you chop it up? I chopped it up. He ate it. And he's pooping too. It's really cute. I really liked it. So Yamato thinks like the stray cat that he got and the cat that Mei has at home should like meet up with each other. And Mei was just like, okay, bet. So this is Mei's first time at a boy's house by herself. So she's really nervous. Mei goes over to Yamato's house, and she meets his little sister Nagi for the first time. They go to Yamato's room, and Mei's really nervous and everything. Yamato and Mei are cuddle up, and Yamato is like, you know, you can call me by my first name, right? And Mei doesn't really call Yamato by his first name because she's like nervous. And she's like, you know, it's an out of respect thing. You know, I'll call you by my first name when it comes to that time. And Yamato's like, you know, you can drop the formalities. Like, we're dating, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And Mei's like, you know, I'll try in the future, but you know, just give me some time. As Mei and Yamato are talking and cuddling, Nagi comes in the room and she has a meltdown. She's like, this is ugly, and I'm never gonna acknowledge her as your girlfriend. All because she saw them cuddle up. She's just like, get off my brother. You're ugly anyways. I don't like you. I'm like, Nagi, chill out. We're just cuddling with each other. Calm down. Nagi is like a good 6 years old, so I'm not going to get on her too much because like she's just reacting like a 6-year-old would to like their big brother with a girl in the room. So I'm going to give her a little grace in this scene. So Nagi thinks they're doing more than cuddling and blows it all out of proportion. And Yamato tells her like, hey, you need to chill out and not to call nobody out their name. And I need you to apologize. And Nagi's like, I don't gotta apologize for nothing. She's in my house. And Yamato goes, okay, if you don't want to apologize, you can go to your room. And so she's in her room just having a tantrum at the moment. So we do get context on why Nagi is acting like a little brat. And that's because Nagi was bullied. So the way Nagi was bullied is like, Nagi has a nice house and Nagi can bake really well. So all the girls in her class would only go to her house to like, oh, because Nagi has a nice house and Nagi can bake for us. But then she overheard the girls like, oh, we only go to her house because she has nice things. And Nagi was peeping like how when they were in her home, leaving her out. Honestly, as a 6-year-old, that would make me not want to talk to anybody either. Because how dare you come to my home and I bake you my cookies, muffins, and whether Japanese cheesecake. And you want to say that you're only here because I got this nice house and I can bake? Get out of my house. So Nagi does not want to talk to anybody anymore. And she's like at home all day. But she did learn some stuff while she was at home all day. And instead of like just sulking, she would like learn crafts to lift her spirits. She learned how to sew. She learned how to draw. She learned how to bake. And that's why like Nagi's like so isolated and secluded by herself, and why she was so upset that May was with her brother, because she felt like, oh, somebody's just trying to take my big brother away from me. Yamato does get a call from his best friend, and he's just like, hey, I got a gift for you real quick. Can you pull up? And Yamato said like, hey, I'll be back. You know, you just chill right here. As May is waiting, she returns Nagi's bunny because she slammed it on the floor when she was having a little tantrum. As May is returning her bunny, she's like, hey, thank you for the cake. I do appreciate it. And she asks Nagi about the art that she heard from Yamato. Nagi lets her come in and talk about all the things that she made. She's an impressive kid, not gonna lie. She can bake well, and she can sew at an intermediate level. It's really cool, guys, not gonna lie. If I had a little sister that can like sew and bake at the age of 6, I think that'd be really cool. Wait, I do have one. I just realized my little sister could bake and sew at a young age. So shout out to my little sister. She's such a bright young woman. And I think my little sister's gonna do great things in life. Anyways, Nagi opens up to May about her being bullied, and May is empathetic to the situation. So she tells Nagi she needs to like heal and not let the situation like mold her. And May opens up to Nagi about being bullied. From there, they form a bond, and Nagi gives May one of her stuffed animals, and Nagi says she'll be back to school to make new friends. And Yamato pulls up, and Nagi and May, they are knocked out, all cuddled up, and I loved it so much. It was such like a good like older sister bonding thing in a sense. And I love how May does open up about her being bullied to help people understand their trauma and to heal from that. So it's the next day, and Yamato and May are chilling with the school cat, and Yamato asks May if like she wanted to walk home. And May's like, oh no, I can't do that. And she's all busy all of a sudden and declines to offer. I'm just like, May, what you busy with? And we find out that May is learning how to bake from Nagi so she can make cookies for Yamato, because the last time May tried to bake, she accidentally broke her father's front tooth. So I don't know what kind of weapon cookies she makes, but she's learning, and she wants to learn for Yamato, and she wants to learn for Nagi. So there's a new character in the school. Her name is Megu, and everybody's so excited because she's a teen model. And Megu knows Yamato because of course she does. What girl doesn't know Yamato? I fully believe the allegations of him being around. I honestly, I feel like Yamato just be vibing to whatever girl just throws himself their way. So Megu sees Yamato when he's walking home from school, and Megu asks him out. She's like, hey, you know, I'm cute, you cute. I think we'd be a cute couple. If you got a girlfriend, I don't really care like that. And Yamato just like, that's cool. I care. Because I got a girl, and I'm not really into girls that only care about their looks. So how about no? Then he walks his girl home because he's like, who are you? Like how weak is your mental fortitude to just like fold like that? And Yamato's like, I don't care if you think my is average. She is very gorgeous to me. And you can't say nothing to me, because that's my woman. It's the next day, and Megu makes a very public and dramatic apology in front of everybody. She's like, oh, Yamato, I should have asked you out, and May, I'm so sorry that I disrespected your relationship, and blah, blah, blah. So, Yamato is kind of irked that May is not annoyed at Megu, because Yamato just like, he understands that he's secure in his relationship, but he looking at his girl just like, baby, get a little bit angry. She was all in my face. Megu asks Yamato if he could take her to class, and y'all, everybody and their mom is like, oh my God, they're so cute. They should be a couple. Like, their aesthetics, like everything. And not gonna lie, the trying to slick flirt with this man. Like, oh my God, Yamato. It's the next day in school, and Yamato takes this modeling job that Megu offers. And he only takes it because he acts like May ahead of time, like, hey, are you cool with me getting a modeling job? And it's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And May's just like, yeah, that'd be cool. You should totally do it. So Yamato's like only doing the part-time modeling gig because like the agency need more models, and May gave like the stamp of approval, like, hey, you can do it. It's all good. So the theme of the photo shoot was two lovers on a date, and Megu was getting all touchy with Yamato, and May is starting to feel a bit jealous, not gonna lie, because she's like, what if all the people in school are right? Like, what if Yamato and Megu are meant to be with each other? They look like a couple, they feel like a couple, and where do I stand? So now May feels alone in her own relationship, in a sense. Yamato has now made his debut, and he's officially in all the magazines, and all the girls in class are like, oh my God, Yamato, you look so hot, you look so cool, Yamato, oh my gosh, you look so good with Megu. And my girl May, she got like a little volume herself. She's like over here looking at her man. She not even worried about that girl. So Yamato's talking about the magazine with May, and Yamato like, so what did you think? And May just like, I thought you was quite handsome. And Yamato just like, ah! So you think I'm cute or whatever. That was Yamato. And Yamato asked May if he's like chill with him doing another photo shoot. And May was like, oh, that's cool. And Yamato continues to model more. I love how Yamato's main reason to keep modeling is just because his girlfriend thinks he's really cute. He's just like, yeah, ladies, I'm cute, I'm fine. But baby, what do you think of me? I think you look handsome. Oh my God. I don't got a lot of hair, guys, so just imagine it's there. Okay, so the friend group walked home with each other, and they were trying to do karaoke. May decides to sit this one out, and the next day, Megu and Yamato are chilling in the courtyard, and May starts to get even more jealous. Yamato feels like something is off, so he asks May, like, hey, do you want to go lunch? And they have lunch on the rooftop. Yamato wants May to, like, say something about the modeling stuff, because, not gonna lie, he can see how girls are, like, filling up on him too much, and he just wants, like, May to have an emotion to it. Like, not her to, like, go ballistic, but, like, I don't know, show some jealousy, girl. Do you really mess with me like that? That's like how Yamato was feeling in that time period. May does care, but she doesn't want to really seem like that jealous girlfriend and like make a whole big fit out of nothing. But May, honestly, make a fit. Fight the girl if you want to. No, we don't condone violence on this channel sometimes. We cut to May baking cookies for Yamato, and she's like anxiously waiting for Yamato to text her in this time period. Ever since he's been modeling, he's been like a lot busier. Her and May and Yamato haven't had time for like dates, haven't time for like their walks after school, and the only time they see each other is like lunch, honestly. So it's been like pretty distant between them. And he mostly texts May like when he arrived home, but most of the time he doesn't text her a lot these days. So Yamato was on his way back from his modeling gig, and Megu is over here just like, you know, I made some curry inside if you want some. And Yamato was just like, nah, I don't know, bro. I think I should like go home and shit. I gotta text May and everything. And as soon as Megu heard that, she's just like, well, you know, just for a little bit. We're just eating. We're not doing anything, are we? And Megu lives alone in her own apartment at 16. So Yamato's just like, yeah, I ain't gonna do all that. You know, my girl wouldn't like that. And he leaves. I lie. Yamato stays for curry. Yamato stays for curry, and then he doesn't text May about it. He texts like May, like, yeah, I made it home, but he does not tell his girlfriend, hey, I was at another girl's house at this hour of the night in her apartment where she lives alone by herself. And he didn't feel like he needed to tell her, but Yamato is gonna realize what happens when you don't tell your girlfriend something. So Yamato wasn't really purposely hiding this from his girl or anything, but it doesn't make it better that he didn't say anything. So it's going to snowball to something that doesn't need to be, it's going to snowball to an argument that doesn't need to be had, essentially. So Megu and Yamato start to hang out a lot more, and Mei sees Yamato less and less. Mei tries to reason with herself, but like she's really over it at this point. Yamato's not even wearing his like matching bracelet as much. Mei's like really overwhelmed at this point. So it doesn't make it any better that she hears from somebody else that her man was at Megu's house. And Mei is just like, not my boyfriend. My boyfriend would not say anything to me. So Mei is even more pissed off than she already was. Because at first she thought she was tripping. She's like, okay, no. Now I'm definitely not tripping. Y'all know that feeling? Ooh, y'all know that feeling when a man is just simply communicate with you and your intuitions just start. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting mad. I'm getting angry. Back to the video. So it doesn't make it better if she hears it from somebody else. And May's just like, I can't even defend myself in these streets. If you talk to me about it, I could at least defend myself. But now I don't even know that you at some other girl's house. You embarrassing me. Like, how dare you? Like, if you told me ahead of time, some damage control could have been done, you know? So Asami asks if she all good because like everyone in the school, they know. Mei says she all good and this girl's like on the verge of tears. And Aiko's like, nah, girl, like what the f is up? Like we know why you mad. So like talk about how your man is making you feel. We are your friends. You have every right to be pissed off at your man right now. Not gonna lie. Talk your shit, sis. Asami could already peep what time of timing Megu was on, but she just didn't say anything. And Mei end up venting about it and expressing why she was so angry. And the girls end up telling like, hey, Mei, it's okay for you to feel this way. This is a normal reaction. But you should definitely talk to Yamato. So Mei and Yamato, they end up talking. It's a very emotional scene. Yamato and Mei are crying. They're apologizing. And they finally sit down. They talk to each other. And they kiss. And it's really cute. And you should definitely really watch that scene specifically. Like, have your box of tissues, because I know I was crying my eyes out. After the kiss, Yamato offered to take Mei home. Yamato and Mei at the park now, and even though they still talked and made up, Mei is still being kind of distant. She started thinking about more about Megu and like why Yamato was at her house. And Yamato still wants to do this modeling shit only because like, oh, Mei thinks I'm handsome, but Yamato doesn't see how it's affecting her. Yamato was like admiring Mei while they were at the park, and Mei got really pissed off. She's like, I don't like when my stare at me. And Yamato was like, okay, that you're not really ready to like talk for real yet, so he bounced. Mei wanted to apologize for like acting so distant with Yamato, so she tries to like look for him. Just when she's about to apologize to Yamato, she hears more rumors about this magazine interview that Megu did. Megu does this interview where she is blatantly talking about Yamato, but it's her mystery crush. He doesn't name drop him, but everybody at the school knows that they're talking about Yamato. And Mei is like, oh, he's my prince. He's my dream guy. We've been getting really close. The other day, he was at my apartment. What do you think your girl is going to think when she sees that interview? She's going to think y'all are doing something. And this could have been solved if you just texted her or called or just not went to Megu's house. Consequences of your actions. So Mei goes home early since everybody is just talking about it and she's getting too overwhelmed and she's like, she doesn't know how to feel at this point. So Aiko, she peeped this shit, and she like, hell nah. Aiko may have been bad in the beginning, but after that, she was riding for Mei every single time. And Aiko posted to Yamato just like, what's wrong with you? And Yamato just like, what are you talking about? And Aiko just like, you know what I'm talking about. You didn't see the interview? And Yamato like, what interview? Aiko just like, you got this girl talking about how you at her crib and stuff late at night? Like you're her dream dude and you're her prince? Are you serious, dude? And Yamato's like, well, I didn't do anything with Megu though, so like I don't really see the problem. And Aiko's like, do you think it's fun for your girlfriend to find out from other people that you at somebody else's house? That you was somebody that obviously got feelings for you and trying to get with you? Are you that blind, Yamato? Tighten the fuck up. Go talk to your woman because she don't deserve none of this. Run to your girl. Beg for forgiveness because you up. Yamato then runs to Mei, and Mei has been at work since she left for school early and she couldn't like really just go to the house. And Yamato goes to Mei's house trying to look for her, and she's not there because like she's at work. We cut back to her being at work again, and we get introduced to this new character, Kai. Kai peeps her keychain that Asami gave her so her and Yamato can have matching keychains. And he's like, bro, I want that keychain. And she's just like, it's not really for sale. And he's like, it's okay, I understand. I just like, it's from like my favorite theme park, Land. Land is awesome. You should definitely go. And May's like, oh, that's cool. You know, here's your bakery stuff. And Kai's like, you know, I'll come back later. I'm going to get that keychain though, girl. And May just like, all right. So May gets off work and she's walking home by herself and she starts to cry. She starts to cry about Yamato and wonder like, why do I like this man so much when he's not even communicating with me, when he's out here gallivanting with his other girl? She hates that she just can't communicate with him and express her feelings. While May is crying, she breaks her bracelet. And this part, she just feels defeated. You know, her friend group was always with Megu. Yamato is always with Megu, and May is back with being by herself. But now her loneliness is just like really catching up to her. She was okay with being alone, but the feeling of loneliness is just really getting to her. So Yamato does finally find May and starts apologizing profusely. May expresses how tired she is and how she wants him to like to stop modeling. It's too much for her. How all this that's going around is just stressing her out. Yamato understands May's anger and he apologizes for not communicating about going to Megu's house. And Yamato embraces May and they pick up the broken bracelet pieces. It's the next day and Yamato has officially quit modeling because it's making this girl sad. Yamato doesn't want anything that would interrupt their relationship. So if he can find a solution to the problem, he's just gonna do it. If it's messing with my girl's emotions, I'm not gonna do it. Point blank, period. So Yamato tries to tell us Megu that he's quit modeling, and she tries to convince Yamato into staying. Yamato's like, nah, I'm gonna do what make my girl happy, and if this modeling shit don't make my girl happy, I don't really care for it. I only did it because you was out of male models. I only kept doing it because my girl thought it was cute, but now because my girl doesn't like it no more, I'm not doing it, and you're not gonna convince me to stay. And Megu gets all pissy. She's like, you know what, you were never my prince. And Yamato is like, cool, because I'm not studying you. I don't need you as an admirer. The only admirer I need is my girl. And that's on what, guys? Period. So Yamato and May, they are walking to her work today. And Yamato just like, oh, how about like I stay back so I can like walk back, so I can walk you back home. Kai pulls up again at the bakery. He asks about like May keychain again. And May declines again. And Kai starts telling her about the lore of the keychain. He tells her if a couple wraps a yellow ribbon around it, their love will last forever. And Yamato and May are now walking home. They want to talk, but they don't really have like the word for it because like they just came from this big argument and now they just made up and they don't know like what to say to each other. And like May expresses that she's like, hey, you know, I don't know what words to say, but I do want to talk. And I was like, I feel the same way. And like I love this new era of their communication. It's great. So it starts to rain and May invites Yamato over so he can put his clothes in the dryer. So Yamato and May, they're chilling at the house, all awkward. Nothing really happens. Yamato gives May this matching promise ring. And May's just like, oh my God, I love it so much. She's so excited about it. May is like so grateful. She's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But she calls Yamato by his last name. And Yamato's just like, when are you going to call me by my first name? Because like we've been together. We're a couple. So like what's going on with that? So May admits like, hey, I am kind of nervous about calling you by my first name. And then Yamato embraces May. And May's just like, I love the way you smell. I'm not going to lie. And then, oh my God, Yamato was just like on demon time after that. And they're about to do the deed until May mom come in. So I guess it's time to meet the parents, guys. The meeting does go well, actually. May mom acts like typical mom things. She acts like May, is she shy all the time? Like, how is she as a girlfriend? You know, my daughter is like all these things. I hope that she shows it with you. And Yamato was expressing how great May is. He expresses how much he admires her, and May mom cries about this and loves how much he does admire her. May is glad that her mom likes him, and she finally calls Yamato by his first name. May now has like this sense of peace with her relationships, with her friendships, everything that's going on with her life. Like everything is really chill and cool. Megu is not at peace at life and only wants problems at this point in time. She is jealous of May having Yamato and her happy friend group. And Kai bumps into Yamato as well. And he peeps that May and Yamato are together because of the keychain. We find out that Kai is Yamato's old best friend. The best friend that Yamato turned a blind eye to when he was getting bullied. So we find out that Kai is only back at the school so he can seek revenge. May says that it's not really right to go about it that way. And Kai's like, what do you know about being bullied? How would you know what it feels like to like have this feeling? And May opens up to Kai about being bullied and how she really found a great friend group. And how things actually did get better for her in life. And Kai doesn't really care about all that. He's like, I just want to fight for real so I can get this done with, so I can get my revenge, so I can like feel better. And May tells him like, reconsider. Even if you do beat his ass, you're not going to really feel better. And she gives him a brownie and like Kai bounces. We then get a flashback to Kai getting bullied. And not gonna lie, he got bullied pretty bad. Like these kids put like a lit cigarette on him. I would want to fight somebody too. Like, I need to destroy my enemy now. Because, like, this all happened in middle school. And I know that, like, not just Japan, in America, we have heard a lot of worse things when it comes to, like, kids being bullied, and especially in middle school. Sorry, guys. My camera died. But, yeah, I don't know what's up with kids in middle school. I feel like puberty. Now it's time to threaten somebody's life. Like... I don't know why. I don't know why kids get so mean and aggressive during puberty. Could be all the hormones, but they just take it on all the other kids. So Kai does find his bully, and his bully doesn't even remember him. Not gonna lie, Kai pulled up to him with his massive size and everything, and he pushed him out. Like Kai didn't even have to do anything. He didn't have to threaten the man. He's like, hey, you remember me? I'm sorry, dude. I'm not trying to look for any troubles. My apologies, original gangster. I don't want it. And Kai's like, oh. So Kai's like, oh, May is right. Some people just like mature out of that bullying and they just don't do it anymore. And they become like a very docile person. Because it was quite the thing to see for Kai as the person who like put a lit cigarette on him. It's now this like docile coward of a person. And Kai's like, okay. May is right. I should not be doing this. So Kai then realized like, oh, I have feelings for May. And then he proceeds to tell Yamato, which is such a bold thing to tell someone, in my opinion. I wouldn't even know what to say if somebody directly told me, I got a crush on your husband. That's fun to know. I respond. That's fun to know, I guess. Not your man though. So you can back up. Anyways, guys. It's the next day, and Yamato are looking for hotels for him and May because, like, back in May's crib, they're like just close to doing the deed. He's just like, you know what? Let's have a vacation. So Yamato and May are now just playing this like vacation with each other. May hasn't said I love you to Yamato yet at this time. It's not really important to this episode, but it's just like May is not there yet. We cut to May on the rooftop with Asami, and Kai bumps into her, and they talk for a little minute, and then they go on with their days. Megu talks to Kai, and she offers like the gift basket that she got recently, and it was a gift basket to Land. And when y'all watch the series, Kai is like really hyped about Land. Megu doesn't like Land, so she like gave it away to Kai, and Megu was only giving Kai these tickets so he could put a good word in with Yamato. She is trying so hard to weasel back in Yamato's life. Like, girl, take your L and go on with your day. But she didn't do that. Megu does not know how to take an L whatsoever. So Megu doesn't like constantly talking to Kai and like reasoning with the motherfucker. So he was just like, I'm gonna just try a different angle. So she tries to butter up May's friend group and do favors for them so she can like, get back into like Yamato's life again. Megu then talks to Yamato and tries to start. She tells Yamato that May is going on a date with Kai to Land, which is not the case whatsoever. Kai was talking about Land to May, and Kai just like, you and so-and-so should go to Land with each other. That's the furthest the conversation went. It's nothing about them going together. So yeah, she tells like, oh yeah, you and your girl, him and Kai trying to go to Land. Megu gave Kai the tickets on purpose so it can look like Kai got the tickets for him and May so they can go to Land with each other. So Megu's story can be like backed up more. So Yamato is like now in his head about Kai and May, and she's like, and he's like, I don't know, something feel off. So we cut to Megu's modeling shoot, and we see like a new girl modeling with her. Megu compliments her, and we get this flashback to Megu's childhood, and we get a reason on why Megu acts the way she acts. She would get bullied for her height and her looks, her hair, everything, and a lot of that did destroy her self-esteem, and we're kind of seeing why she's acting the way she is, right? We then cut back to May and Yamato starts grilling May about Kai, who you with, who your last man, how close are y'all, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, Yamato, I know you want to talk about my girl May. My girl May, who you saw never talk to a guy before whatsoever. You know the girl May, y'all went to the same middle school with each other and you didn't even know about her? That May? So Yamato's doing the most, but I feel like he's projecting from his last situation because he looks guilty as I don't know what. And May is just doing her, but Yamato feels like she's guilty. But that guilty conscience got you projecting. Now we can't figure out a misunderstanding now, can we? It's the next day in school, and Megu asks Asami and Aiko if they want to go on to tea. And she also starts like complimenting him out of nowhere, and Aiko just like, I don't trust that. She says thank you, but she's like, I don't know, girl. Aiko then invites May out with them because Aiko just like, I'm not going if my girl ain't going. And Megu's all pissy about it, and May declines the invitation anyway, so it's not like that big of a problem. Wait, I lied. It is that big of a problem. I looked at my script. May now feels alone because Yamato is distant and her friends are not hanging out with her as much. And this is all because of Megu. And Megu then takes the girls to like this fancy tea place, and May is walking home by herself and she runs into Kai. And Kai asks like, hey, are you okay? And May starts crying. May, I understand you. I feel you. Why are you asking me if I'm okay when I'm about to cry? She's like, sir, I am not okay. My man is mad at me and I can't call my girlfriends right now. Of course I'm sad. May opens up to Kai and feel like she shouldn't be around people and people are too much work and there's too much emotion to it. And Kai keeps it a buck with her. He tells May like, hey, you're a people pleaser to your friends. Not gonna lie. And You also never take the advice that you give to people. And you stop being afraid of conflict and communicate with the people that you love. Because if you don't communicate, everything crumbles. So May got some, she got some confidence to her now. And May asks if Yamato can like walk her home. He declines because he got like some BS after school activity. May just like, you know what, I'll wait for you. Okay. Kai goes to see May at her job, and Kai comments on May's relationship, saying that it's bland because Yamato doesn't want to go to Funland. That's all Kai requirements is. Be in a relationship with me and go to Funland. That's it. He was like, if I had a girl personally, like I would take her to like Funland almost every day. And then May asks like, it's like, is there is like a girl you care about it? Cause like you're talking about it like so passionately. And she asks like, hey, how would you treat a girl? May then also like, thanks him for like, hey, thanks for the pep talk the other day. That really did help. Kai answers May's question about the girl. He says like he liked the girl because like she really changed something in him, and he really appreciates that. He tries to hint that it's May, but she's not picking up what he's putting down. Like, honestly, everything goes over May's head. It's ridiculous. So everybody now knows about Kai and May hanging out. So everyone thinks like they're dating. And this is all happening because Megu wants to make a big deal about land. Megu is eating up this chaos. She's like, looks like I'm finally going to get my man Yamato after all. Yamato starts storming in on Kai and May and yelling. And May talk about, why are you going to Funland with Kai? And Kai tried to explain everything that happened with Yamato. But Yamato was like, are you my girl? Shut up, dude. And Kai was trying to tell him, like, I was just trying to cheer your girl up. And Yamato was like, nobody asked you to cheer my girl up. And then Kai got on Yamato's ass. And Kai was just like, you're sitting in the sidelines of your own relationship. You don't say nothing, man, because you want to avoid conflict. You fake for real, and you fake as hell in your relationship. And you don't even know, you don't even have your people back for real. So Yamato punches him, and then Kai knocks the daylight out of him. He's like, that's enough. And then Kai just like, I think that's cute. I'll punch you even harder now. Yamato then admits that he was wrong for not like standing up for him for back in the day. And Kai really don't want to hear all that. He's like, May is a better person than you, and you will never understand that for real. And you will never understand her. And Yamato is like, just because I'm not empathetic doesn't mean I'm not sympathetic for her. And I'm willing to learn so I can understand her. And if you want to steal my girlfriend and beat me up to make a point like how I wasn't there for you in the past, that's not going to do anything. And Kai just like, it's not even about that, bro. He's like, I just want you to communicate with your girl. Because she's feeling all emotional. She's feeling all left out. And I just want you to communicate with her. Kai does admit his feelings for May, but Kai's like, I'm okay with this unrequited love at the moment because I'm just glad that she's in my life. Kai does sit down with Yamato, and he's like, yes, when I was around you, I did feel inferior, and I did feel bad about myself. However, he felt grateful to Yamato and thanks him for his friendship, though. Kai leaves, and Yamato and May get to talking. Yamato apologized for acting so jealous, and he was like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Kai was right. I didn't even notice that you were feeling lonely. May apologizes for not communicating, and then Yamato invites her to land. She accepts the invite, and Yamato embraces May. It's the next day, guys. And guys, let's clap it up for May. The growth that I see in May's communication is amazing. She really needed Kai to be like, look, communicate with your man. Shout out to Kai and Aiko. They were always her friends that keep it a buck with her. And saying that, like, talk to your man, communicate, be about your shit. And that's on what? That's my period. So May even says like hi to her friends first, and she don't be doing that. She's like a shy girl. She's like, hey y'all. And she's like, oh my god, May, you're talking to us first. Like they're so hype. It's like a very big step for me. She even opens up about like to her friends about being lonely, and it's the growth that we like to see. And I'm really proud of her. I love this character development. We cut to Yamato and May eating at lunch at the rooftop, and Yamato finds a hotel for him and May. Yamato and May are all cute about it, and I love that for them. I really do. And Yamato was just saying, like, you know, how much he appreciates his girlfriend and glad that, like, Mei is in his life. We then cut to Kai getting on Megu's ass for stirring up the pot. Let me tell you, Kai don't play about Mei. he do not play about Mei. I'm gonna get to y'all. So Megu denies being a starter and start deflecting at Kai. And she's like, I know you ain't trying to come at me when you admitted your feelings to your best friend, to your best friend's girlfriend. That don't sound very friend-like to me, so you can't get on my ass for starting. He's like, you're a terrible friend and you really can't get on me. And Kai was like, I know what I did. And Yamato and me are still cool. And we came up from that. And Kai was like, at least I'm not a homewrecker that's still obsessed over my crush. You're a people pleaser who can't even stand people. And all you do with your money and status is get people to like you. And Megu was like, what's wrong with that? I work for this money. I work for this status. What's wrong for sharing everything I got? And Kai just like, just because you work hard don't mean you got everything. And Kai was like, he really got hurt. He's like, you harbor this pettiness because you can't get what you want. You need to let Yamato go and pull all that extra energy into Yamato, into your modeling. And Megu doesn't see it that way. Megu was like, if she's people pleasing, like if she's not people pleasing or modeling, will anyone treat her as an equal? So we cut to Asami and Aiko chatting up, and like Megu pulled up to their table, and Asami and Aiko, they're talking about Yamato's and Mei's first vacation together. And y'all, this girl is about to crash out over an A and B conversation. You can see yourself to some tissues, girl. You could like... You could tell when the light dies in Megu's eyes. Like, this girl is heated. Megu is like still trying to like weasel her way into Yamato's life again. So she asked the girl like, hey, do you want to go to like this fashion show? Isami is like, wouldn't that be rude if like we didn't bring Mei with us? And Aiko doesn't really care if Asami don't want to go because she rocking with Mei. Aiko's like, I'm standing 10 toes down on my statement. If Mei ain't going, I'm not going. And Megu still trying to convince them. Just like, oh, she want to be with this da, 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 da. Like, Megu hates her guts so much. And she like having all this like internal thought. Just like, why do they want to be with her? What's the hype about Mei? And at this point, Megu was like yelling and begging for them to go with her. And Aiko's like, I don't know who you talking to. I don't care what status you got. I don't care what money you got. But you don't gotta beg me for nothing, cause I'm not going out with you. If Mei ain't there, I ain't gonna be there. And I'm not talking to you no more. And I was like, why do you want people to like you so damn bad? Like, it's not that serious. We then cut to a flashback of Megu, and we get even more backstory in this episode. She was bullied a lot. She was bullied a lot when she was in middle school. She was called ugly as a child. She wasn't getting a lot of attention at home because her mother was like busy businesswoman, so she was like neglected a lot when it came to that attention. So she was being bullied for her height, her hair, the way she looked. Her mom wasn't there, so she didn't have any support at home. She lived alone most of her childhood. That's why she's so comfortable with living at the apartment by herself. We then cut to Megu at karaoke, and people realizing like how much of a Megu is. They see how she moving. And everybody leaves karaoke and they're like, we get it. You're a celebrity with money to burn, but we don't like hanging out with you like that. Now the thrill is over. All I gotta say is that her friend tried to warn her. Not gonna lie. She's like, hey man, you ain't acting like yourself. Like, are you all good, girl? And Meg was like, girl, you. And that's why no one like you now. Megu don't care though. Cause she's like, y'all, I don't need people. Sorry, y'all, I had to answer my Ring camera real quick. It was an Amazon package. But yeah, Megu was like, I don't need y'all. I don't need people, okay? All I need is me. I got this model. So she's like, fuck y'all. I'm out here getting this bread. I don't need any of y'all people. Megu's at her modeling again, and she looks at her phone to look at comments so she can get like some words of encouragement. She's like, you know, people around me don't care about me. There's always gonna be my fans. That doesn't go well because the people in her comments are from her school. She's like, you know, Megu's actually fake. She this, she that. She not really real for you. She be using her money just for you to be friends. And Megu, she just goes more in this downward spiral to her demise. And Megu has like this rock bottom moment, and she leaves the photo shoot. Megu then goes to the convenience store and goes on this food binge. Life is starting to be too much for her, and she gets to thinking, how can I be happy if nobody likes me? She puts on this perfect good girl persona for people so people can like her. And what's the point if she's not gaining anything from it? We then cut to Mei and Yamato getting ready for their trip, and they meet up at the train station and go to Funland. Honestly, guys, this is like the cutest sequence, and they're having like a time. And I love that for them. Their time at Funland gets interrupted because Nagi begs her other brother to take her to Funland so she can see Yamato and Mei together. We also find out that Nagi is back in school. So yay for Nagi, honestly. And we love a happy ending on that account. We then cut back to Megu, and she is a wreck, like me in high school. Just moon pies and Twix bars on the floor with chips and stuff, just crying about a man. Megu friend checks up on her and see if she's okay. However, like, Megu is too depressed to talk to anybody. But let's get back to our couple real quick. So Nagi and Yamato are knocked out. So Mei cuddles with Yamato, and Mei wakes up and she's chilling with Yamato until he gets a call from the agency, and they like, hey, we can't find Megu. So now Mei just like, yeah, go find Megu to see like where she at and see if she okay. Yamato runs to Megu. Mei takes Nagi home. Yamato and Megu's best friend Susanoo pulls up to Megu's place, and she tells them to go away at first. And Megu starts to break down, saying that no one needs her anymore, that no one loves her. And Yamato tries to give her a pep talk about like how Mei went through the same thing, went through bullying, but in a different way. That she was struggling too at one point, but she overcame the situation. And if you sit here depressed in this room all the time, you're going to lose the people that are close to you. And Yamato wasn't being the most helpful, because honestly, if you know that girl don't like your girlfriend, I don't think using your girlfriend as a example is helpful. But Susanoo steps in and she starts to beg Megu to come out and show some type of emotion. And Megu was like, I'm sick of people. I'm sick of acting perfect. And I just can't do this anymore. And Susanoo was like, fuck all that noise, man. I don't care about this modeling shit. I care about you. It was never about this modeling shit. You want people to accept you and stop calling you ugly. That's all this was about. Megu, you that girl. And you always been that girl. I've always looked up to you, and I've always been there for you as a friend. And we get these flashbacks of Susanoo always being supportive to Megu. To Megu. And she always thought she was just beautiful and awesome. Megu now feels like because she pushed away like the one girl that was always there for her. And Megu finally comes out and she apologized and hugs her friend. This made me want to discuss the big theme in the show, and that is bullying and jealousy. And as we watch the series, we can see how bullying does affect people and how it can roll into this toxic jealousy later on in their lives. Most of the people in the show deal with some type of jealousy, whether it be romantic, financial, or socially. Everyone wants to feel accepted or feel like they are a better person. In the show, there's one main factor of this jealousy, and that's Yamato. Yamato is who everyone wants to be and date. Yamato was this attractive, funny, and sincere guy that's easy to talk to. Most of the men around him wanted to pull that he had. Honestly, in the 4th episode, we see that Hayakawa wants to pursue Mei. And only because Yamato is dating her, Hayakawa puts his input into the relationship and is inappropriate with Mei. He disrespects Yamato's relationship and makes his girlfriend uncomfortable. Hayakawa only pursues Mei because Yamato has her. There's no other reason for him to pursue her except as a trophy. Hayakawa just wants to make a point of this imaginary pedestal. He wants to humble Yamato because he's jealous and insecure of him. Yamato is a social butterfly that can get any girl if he so pleases. So Hayakawa is in this mindset is if I take what he loves the most, if I take his girlfriend, then his pool is not that great and he can't have it all. This envy festers into something harmful to himself and others. Hayakawa is easily irritated and quick to anger. Aiko tells Hayakawa to his face that he will never be Yamato and overall he's a better person than him. Because Hayakawa feels so incompetent to Yamato, he calls Aiko a fat cow that no one will ever love. At the end of the day, she will always be that fat girl. His jealousy makes him try to destroy a whole relationship and Aiko's self-esteem. This inadequacy turns him into a whole person. Unlike the other characters, he doesn't really have a character development until like the last episode. Now, when it comes to the girl, they all envy the fact that Mei is with Yamato. Yamato, the man who took everything that came his way. Yamato was the boy who treated me like I was a person when no one did. The one guy that made me feel better. What's so special about Mei? Asami, Aiko, and Megu have had some type of past with Yamato, whether it's romantic, sexual, or just infatuation. Asami wanted to pursue Yamato because he was the only guy who didn't objectify her. He didn't see her for just her boobs. He saw her as a nice, bubbly girl who likes cute things. Now, Yamato and her only shared a kiss, but you could tell romantically he wasn't really feeling it. However, he felt it with Mei. Asami knew she wasn't the one and Mei was. And I think she felt jealous of this because she immediately started blabbering about how almost everyone in the school hooked up with Yamato and how Yamato has all these girls and how she should be worried in her position. Asami does all this because she knows Yamato and he does what he wants when he feels like it. This seed that Asami planted builds doubt in Mei's relationship. This caused Mei to doubt herself, wondering if she's good enough for her own relationship. We find out later that Asami does why Asami does this action. Honestly, it was because Mei was nice and Yamato was the only one who treated her as a person. So even though Asami was gossipy towards Mei, Mei still showed compassion to her after finding out about her backstory. She understands why she's jealous, why she's mad, because Mei knows what it feels like to be angry, to feel like you don't matter. Asami ends up being able to be friends with Mei and finds a whole different boyfriend. With the compassion that Mei and Yamato has showed her, she was able to find out why she was mad and redirected the energy elsewhere. Now, in the case of Aiko and Megu, there are two sides of the same coin. Aiko and Megu were two individuals who were bullied for their appearance. Their bullying both affected their self-esteem and worth. However, what makes them different is how they react to Mei's compassion. Aiko was resistant at first, but realized that Mei was a good person who understood where she was coming from. Aiko even ends up saving Mei's relationship at one point. She had Mei's best interest when she realized where her anger towards Mei was coming from. She had an unresolved issue with Yamato and herself. And once she realized, she was able to grow as a character. Now, on the other side of the coin, we have Megu. Megu was bullied heavily in middle school and had her glow up during high school. Megu doesn't really appreciate Mei's compassion, nor does she accept it. She thinks that Mei is the enemy and she's just taunting her with her perfect relationship and her perfect life. All her life, Megu couldn't trust people, not even her best friend. She was in the same mindset as Mei, that people are bad and they're here to betray you, that no one can be her friend for real. Mei took the route of not talking to people, while Megu took the route of people pleasing. Since Megu felt like she was beloved by all, she can get anything that she wanted, including Yamato. When Yamato denied Megu, she was shocked and confused. How can someone as perfect as me would want someone like Mei? I diet, I exercise, I'm pretty, I'm charming, I know how to cook, and everyone likes me. Why am I not enough when I work so hard? When Mei is just her. Megu has to try her hardest to even be adored. Why does Mei have the life I want? Megu has a full crash out moment just from hearing Yamato spending time with his girlfriend. Because Megu didn't accept Mei's compassion, she went to resenting her to the point it was f***ing up her mental health. Megu does have a comeback. She's back at work and she gets some money from mom and she even cuts her hair. However, Megu still has to deal with the consequences of her actions. Some of her classmates put her desk in the middle of the hallway, but Asami puts it back. Megu wonders why Asami is being so nice to her. And Asami tells her, even though you were being fake nice, you made sure I was having fun. So I was having fun. So I appreciate that. Megu realized that how mean and self-destructive she was being. And Megu now wants to be a better person and wants to like evolve more. And Megu even like deletes the her modeling agency from her phone. So it's the summer festival episode, guys. Hell yeah. And Asami was trying to see if everybody was trying to go to the festival. So she texted everybody in the group chat like, hey, y'all trying to pull up? And like everybody did. So Mei goes to the festival with her friends and Yamato, and Mei didn't know she was going to the festival or not, so she didn't bring her, I don't want to pronounce this word so wrong, so bear with me, her yukata. So a yukata is like a light summer kimono commonly worn in Japanese culture at spring and summer events like cherry blossom viewings, fireworks, bond dance festivals, and other parties. She felt left out since she didn't wear it to the festival. And Mei makes it home and her mom offers her old yukata and she's like, okay, you didn't like, she's like, what do you mean you didn't go out with your yukata today? She's like, yeah, I just didn't have one. And her mom's just like, no, what's going to happen is you're going to call your boyfriend. I'm going to get you dressed in this yukata. We're going to push you in traditional makeup and you're going to go to one of those little shrines and you're going to see him tonight. And Mei's just like, but, you're like, there's no but, go see your boyfriend. So Mei hits up Yamato. She's like, hey, meet me up at the shrine. And Mei doesn't make it for the fireworks, but she does meet up with Yamato, and they share this like very like, it's so cute. They have like the cutest embrace, and they kiss, and Mei is very grateful that her mom like pushed her to go to the shrine so she can see Yamato again with her yukata, looking all cute and all cuddly. It's just like, oh, I love it. I love it so much. So final episode, guys. Whew, I did a lot of talking. Hold on, let me have some water. Okay. It's the next day, and Yamato is not at school because he caught a cold. Nagi makes her brother a little get well meal, and it's kind of cute. I like it. Mei starts to miss Yamato while he's gone, and Aiko's like, girl, if you don't go see your man and leave school early, nobody's stopping you. I don't know. She's like, I don't know why you chilling with me right now. I'm not your man. Go see him. So Mei makes a get well bag and heads over to Yamato. And as she's heading over to Yamato's crib, Nagi grabs Yamato's phone and tells Mei that Yamato doesn't want to see you ever again. And that's not true. Nagi was just being an annoying little sister. I understand that Nagi was trying to just like spend time with her brother, but she didn't have to approach it that way. But again, you got to give the 6-year-old a little grace. So Yamato and Mei are now both freaking out. Yamato doesn't want Mei to be sad, and Mei thinks she was being mean because she was mean to him yesterday. Is that why Yamato doesn't want to talk to me? Asami hits up Mei though and sees she made it to Yamato's crib. And Mei's on speaker with like the whole friend group. And Asami's like, girl, if you don't get your man and stop saying that he don't want to be with you, that was his little sister. And then Kai gets on the phone and he like, girl. And she like, girl. And he like, girl. And she like, girl. And Kai was, that's right. Go talk to your man. Why you talking to me? Talk to your man. And you know he didn't, you know he didn't even mean it. You know he didn't say shit like that. So Mei's like, fine, I'll go. But she like stood aside. She's like, I don't know, should I go to his like front door or not? And Yamato was like going through. He's like, my girlfriend hates me. Nagi, what have you done? She's like, get a hold of something, brother. Don't do this. But Yamato gets a phone call from old dude from episode 4. that was flirting with May. And he tells him like, yeah, I got a girl now and everything. And she work at Bakery Farm. May works at Bakery Farm. So Yamato is now just like, oh my God, my Sheila! Somebody took my girl! What am I gonna do? This man is in hysterics. May goes to Yamato's door, but it's like she's too scared to knock. So she's about to bounce until this little kid from Nagi's classroom, he pulls up the door and he was like, I'm nervous, but you know, I'm gonna still talk to Nagi because I like her. And Nagi, she opens the door for him, and Yamato jumps over their fence. He's like, May! I'm coming! Please don't be with another man! So as Yamato goes to the bakery, and he realized nobody took his girl like that. And Kai bumps into Yamato, and Kai just like, why aren't you with your girl? And Yamato just like, oh, I said she at work. She's like, and Kai's just like, she's around your crib. Why would she be there? So Yamato's just like, you're right. And calls May, but his phone dies in the midst of him calling May. So May thinks that Yamato doesn't want to talk now, but Yamato finally meets up with May. Yamato apologizes. They're cool. And May finally says, I love you to Yamato. Before we conclude our video, I want to talk about something in our new segment, Killer B's Corner. Take it away, B. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Killer B's Corner, my new segment where I give you my final thoughts of the video with a fun new backdrop. And I want to talk about the girls in the show. Now, I think Say I Love You really gives you a great depiction of young girls struggling with their low self-esteem and how it can lead to the pick-me pipeline. Now, I feel like 3 girls represent this pretty well. And I think that's Asami, Megu, and Aiko. Now, in some way in their childhood, they were bullied about their looks and objectified in some type of way. And because of that, they get into this pick-me mindset where they feel like they have to put down other women just to make sure they get some type of like glory or gain, or they feel like nothing is good with the way they look, with the way their bodies, and they use such egregious ways to like be that perfect person, I would say. They all try to be the pretty girl, the fun girl, the social girl. I think Asami, Aiko, and Megu is the progression that we see in pick-me's. So we're going to start with Asami. Asami was more on the low scale of pick-me's. She wasn't really like destroying her life anything, nor did she have like a big gain from doing it. Most of the time she is a girl's girl, but when it comes to Yamato, guys, y'all got to realize when it comes to Yamato, they become a whole different breed. She would be like more gossipy more than anything. She would put her bytaways and matter of facts in May's relationship when it came to Yamato. She doesn't really like diss other girls, honestly. Asami does get bullied just for her having boobs from other women, and she does get objectified by other men, but it doesn't make her like hate women, I would say. I would say she's like on the starting scale where she doesn't really know what she's doing just yet. But I can't say she's great. I can't say she was a girl all the way through, because she wanted May to feel bad for Yamato being like a player in a sort. She wanted May to feel bad about like Yamato being a player. And it wasn't even about like Yamato being a player or anything. It was the fact that May and Yamato had a connection. So with the way that Asami was trying to warn May of Yamato's player ways, she was just like, he kissed me and he didn't feel anything about it, but he kissed you and he actually meant it. And she didn't really like that because Yamato was like one of the few people that actually treated her like a person. Asami does end up being friends with May, but only because she's realized she's causing harm. Asami ends up getting in a whole different relationship. She has a whole other love interest, and she realized like running her mouth is not that helpful. So that's why I say Asami is like on the low scale of pick-me's. She knows what she was doing to May. She was trying to like cause disarray in their relationship. But then she realized, okay, May is not the enemy. May is actually a kind and sweet girl. I really shouldn't be doing this, and I really shouldn't be starting any mess. But with I feel like when we watch the show, like with the assistance of May, she really does like help these girls like come into themselves and not like think too hard on anything, essentially. I don't know if you ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball, but there was this episode where Gumball was like really jealous of Leslie. And Leslie is Penny's cousin, but Gumball really does not know that whatsoever. He just like, okay, somebody is on my girl. And Gumball gets possessed by this jealousy type demon that at the end of the episode, his friend group has to exorcise. And I think that in the show, when it comes to the girls in the show, May helps with that exorcism, and I'm going to explain. I feel like when we see Aiko and Megu, Aiko has like dealt with body issues forever. Before Yamato, she was in a relationship where a guy did not really like her for that. It was a relationship of convenience for the guy of any sort. Her boyfriend didn't find her attractive. Her boyfriend said she was too fat. Her boyfriend said she was too boring. Aiko didn't really feel like herself whatsoever. She lost 40 pounds in the span of 2 months. And it was just destroying herself. And in the process of Aiko destroying herself, she felt like, okay, I have to destroy other women because why do I have to like work this hard to like get this body and people still don't find me attractive? She spends all this money on skincare and makeup and making sure she has her body right, but it still doesn't do anything for her. It doesn't make her feel whole, I would say. The only way she could feel beautiful, the only way she could feel like if she actually mattered in this world, if Yamato had sex with her. And I understand where Aiko comes from because like I was that girl in high school where I feel like I had to destroy my body to get the attention of somebody. And when you're in that process, you're just like, well, if somebody doesn't want me romantically, they can at least want me sexually. And you put yourself in this very low bar in your head, even if you're not that ugly, you're just like, at least guys find me sexually attractive. If I can't find romance, at least guys can find me sexually attractive. And Aiko didn't really feel any better. And Yamato didn't help the situation either. It was more or less digging on the wound. Yamato didn't really like harm her in like a negative way, but like having sex with her wasn't really like the most helpful thing when she was in that vulnerable state, I would say. Aiko feels like she needs Yamato's approval because Yamato was the only guy that just like saw her and was just like, okay, she's hot and she's attractive. And he was the only guy that treated her like a person. Her weight didn't matter. Her makeup didn't matter. It was just like, you're pretty. I don't see why you think that you're ugly. So that's why Aiko feels so strongly and so intensely about Mei and Yamato. Because when Mei gave her the answer of just like, I don't know if I really like Yamato like that, that pisses Aiko off. Because how can Mei want somebody as perfect as Yamato and I don't have her? Why can I have that? Why can I get that relationship? So Aiko tries everything in her power to destroy that relationship. Aiko, she tells Mei that why would Yamato want to date you when he already had sex with me? And Mei is now in her head because Mei never really thought about sex. She never really thought about kissing in that manner. So she's like, okay, sex is a very big thing. And Yamato already had sex with her. So like, actually, like, why would he date me? So of course, Mei leaves at that time period, the bowling alley. And Aiko is still all over Yamato. Their pick-me's do this. They do this thing where they go to the girlfriend and be like, you know, he did stuff with me. Your relationship is not going to matter anyways because he already had like what he could have got. And then she proceeds to be like extremely flirty with Yamato. Like she didn't just like prod into the relationship and like try to like stir the pot. This type of pick-me, she's mean to the other girl just to get the attention of the boy. She would do anything just to feel seen. This form of pick-me can lead to your own demise because you're going to fuck around and find out in this process. However, instead of fucking around and finding out, there is a cure for this type of pick-meism. Just like in The Amazing World of Gumball, there was a ritual, a seance they did to get the jealousy out of him. And I would say with Mei's compassion, that is like her jealousy seance. However, even though they did this type of exorcism, Gumball didn't really exercise the jealousy out of him until he had a clear understanding of what he was doing was wrong. So Aiko realized what she was doing to Mei was wrong when Mei came to defend her, and Aiko was just like, maybe I'm tripping, and Mei is not a terrible girl. She's a nice girl, and she's been nothing but nice to me, and she understands where I'm coming from. So because Mei had this compassion towards Aiko and the way that she defended Aiko, Aiko not only had an understanding, but she realized how her jealousy was affecting her and the other women in her life. Aiko realized the enemy was not Yamato. The enemy wasn't even Mei. Aiko realized that the enemy was her own envy and that she should not be having so much anger towards this relationship when she needs to work on herself. Now, not everyone can be saved in the stage of being a pick-me. Aiko was blessed enough to be caught in the middle stage. Did she cause some tension? Did she stir the pot? And was she being sometimes? Yes. But the thing about pick-me is every pick-me needs a nice female friend, because that's what they crave, honestly. And Mei was that female friend who had that compassion, who had that patience, and they were able to become friends after the situation, after they had a clear understanding of what was going on. Now, with Megu, she is when a mother don't want to listen. Megu feels like the world owes her something, essentially. Megu's childhood, her mother was never home. She was bullied for her height, her face, her hair and everything. And when Megu got older, she had like a little glow up. She learned how to do her makeup. She learned how to get a haircut that framed her face properly and everything. And now Megu is not only the pretty girl, she's the perfect pretty girl because she models on the side too. Everybody wants to be her. Everybody wants to be her, and every guy wants to date her. So when Yamato says, no, I don't want to date you, I don't really care for girls who only like think about their looks, she is in this shock. And one thing a pick-me can't stand is the girl who's being herself. Mei has friends. She has happiness. She has Yamato. Why does Mei deserve all those things when I'm the perfect pretty girl? This sparks something in Mei. Something that makes her eyes turn into this shade of green. This green of envy. Megu acts nice to everyone so she can infiltrate like Mei's friend group. She offers Yamato a job at the modeling agency so she can get closer to him. She invites Yamato over for dinner after their modeling agency, after hours. I'm talking about it's like really late at night just to come over for dinner. Your girlfriend won't mind now, would she? She flames the fan of the rumors that Yamato is spending the night at her house. She does this interview for this magazine and talk explicitly about Yamato and how much she likes Yamato, how Yamato is this prince. Yamato is the love of her life. She frames it as a mystery crush, but everybody knows the mystery crush is Yamato. She creates this web of chaos so she can destroy whatever Mei has with Yamato. This all crumbles because nothing is worse than a pick-me than hearing the word no. Yamato tells her, I can't hang out with you anymore because it's causing distress and disarray in my relationship. And I can't be over here making Mei that upset for something that I can control. So that means no more modeling, no more walk homes. And then Mei friends, they peeped that like, okay, Megu was being kind of a snake and we don't fuck with that. And we riding with our girl Mei. This rejection brings her into a spiral that makes her even more destructive. Instead of understanding, like Aiko, how her actions are wrong and how it's being destructive to other people, instead of exercising the jealousy with Mei's compassion, she went into this panic. The enemy is not her jealousy. The enemy is Mei. Megu then only tries to hang out with her friends and now purposely avoids Mei. She was even able to make Yamato doubt his own relationship. She made Yamato think that Mei was cheating on him Don't worry though, she only did it to look out for Yamato. This type of pick-me cannot be reasoned with. They can't just have a supportive friend. They need to have a fall from grace. Megu's fall from grace came from all the mess she was starting. The people around her saw how she was moving. Mei's friend group saw how she was being sneaky on to infiltrate Yamato. Yamato saw how much boundaries she was disrespecting in his relationship. All of that mixed together with all the rumors she was starting, that led to her downfall. And what happens when you fall from grace? Nobody's there with you. Because like I said earlier on in this segment, that to cure a pick-me is a good female friend. And Megu, she had an amazing female friend that was always there for her through and through. But Megu was so caught up in being accepted and being loved and to make sure she was never the object of ridicule that she forgot that her friend was always there for her. Her friend could not stop this. It's a canon event in a pick-me's life. Megu had a crash out moment that changed the whole trajectory of everything that she ever worked for. One day, Megu hears Yamato simply hanging out with his girlfriend. She goes on this jealous warpath, guys, and ends up losing everything. Megu casts aside her best friend. She starts binge eating, stops modeling, and loses her perfect pretty girl persona. Megu has nothing, and she is nothing now. She's not the pretty girl anymore. She's the ugly girl she cannot stand to look at in the mirror. That ugly girl that was desperate for attention. She rots in her bed all day until she gets a special knock. The knock is from Yamato. Now, in this scene, I don't think Yamato was the most helpful. Not gonna lie. Yamato is out the door with her and her best friend. Megu had to finally face her problem at the door, and that was Yamato. She had to realize that Yamato is not even the issue here. Her issue is with herself and not trusting people. Not gonna lie, shout out to Megu's best friend, because Megu's best friend was like, get out your feelings, girl. You are better than this. Okay? It's not about Yamato. It's not about Mei. It's not about modeling, and it's not about the other people. It's about you feeling like you can never be accepted. You always feeling ugly. And you feel like nobody loved you when I was there for you ever since we were kids, man. Now come on. I need you to get out that house, face your problems, and not hide and constantly try to ignore it. And that was really helpful for Megu, because she just needed that, like, I'm here. I'm here for you and I'm present. Because Yamato's way of just like trying to help her, you're like, I know this one girl who was bullied just like you. But she got through it and she made friends at the end. Like, I understand what Yamato was doing, but at the time, like, Megu was mad as hell at Mei. And Megu was just mad as hell at Mei just for being with Yamato. So I don't think using Mei as an example was the best thing to do at that moment. But I think Megu's best friend really like swooped in and be like, hey, you been that girl. You always been that girl. I always saw you as that girl. And that's on period. She told Megu that her tunnel vision was the reason why people like stopped with her, because she was just on such this warpath of jealousy that she was destroying everybody around her, close or not. All of her actions had consequences. And that's why she thought folks were fake in the first place. And she was like, I was trying to help before it got too far. But thank the Lord for her friend's patience. Thank the Lord for her friend's patience and compassion, because that is what saved Megu. It made her realize how disrespectful she was being to Yamato's relationship, that Mei is not that bad and she can even relate to her. Her jealousy was exercised, and now she can evolve to be a better person. That concludes Killer B's Corner. B, may you please conclude the video.
Thank you, B, for that lovely analysis.
But yeah, guys, I really did enjoy this anime. This is like the fourth shoujo anime I can say that like I can relate to most of the characters in these shows, because there was a point in my life where I was Megu. There was a point in life where I was Aiko. There was a point in my life where I was Asami. So I totally understand these girls. I understand where May is coming from at that. Because at a point in my life, I was also May. So this anime was like, it really hit me in my heartstrings of like teenage me and also young adult me, what she was going through in life. And I just love everybody's dynamics. This series is written so well. Shoot, I haven't read the manga yet, but I'm assuming the manga is really good. But guys, thank you for watching my channel. Make sure you follow all of my social medias. The description is down below. And be kind, be sexy, and watch some shoujo. I hope y'all have a beautiful day, and I hope you had a lovely Shoujo Saturday. Bye, everybody.